nuptial hour draws apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires, like to a step-dame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue. 4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like to a silver bow now bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities. Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriment. Awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing thee injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling. Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke. Thanks, good Egeus. What's the news with thee? Full of vexation come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And, my gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Oh, thou Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes, and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voices verse of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweatmeats, messengers of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning thou hast filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. My gracious Duke, be it so. She will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens. She is mine. I may dispose her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case. What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one whom you are but a form in wax, by him imprinted within his power, to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman. So is Lysander. In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held worthier. I would but my father looked with my eyes. Rather your eyes must with his judgment look. I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how I may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius. Either to die the death, or to abjure forever in the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, know your youth, examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I, to be in shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all of your life, chanting faint hymns in the cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that master so their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happier is the rose distilled, that than which withering on the virgin thorn grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness. So I will grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, who unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty. Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius, as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for aye the austerity and single life. Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right. You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia. Do you marry him? Scornful Lysander. True, he hath my love, and that is mine. My love shall render him, and she is mine. In all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius. I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is much more than his, my fortunes every way fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius. And which is more than all these books can be, I am beloved to beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nidar's daughter Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted inconstant man. I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull with self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come, Egeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both, for you, fair Hermia. Look you arm yourself to fit your fancies with your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Egeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you something nearly that concerns yourself. With duty and desire we follow you. How now, my is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast? Belike, for want of rain, which I could well beteem them for the tempest of my eyes.